Hi, it's Kay of Kay's Creative Home. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be working with this little grapevine bunny and getting ready for spring and Easter. And we're going to be adding this little bird's nest with some tiny little eggs in there. I thought that was so cute. And then we're going to be adding a bow on top of the bow, give it a little more interest. So the first thing I'm doing is taking some wire, and you see to the right of the screen there on the table is a roll of brown wire. I got that from Michael's at the after Christmas sale. And so I'm going to put it into the bottom of the nest, and then I'm going to wrap it around the bunny wreath frame here at the bottom. I chose to do bottom center. I may do some more on the kind of at a slanted angle, a little more to the right or to the left, just again to give it some interest. But I'll see how it works out. Right now this is in the center because I thought that's kind of where the opening will be for the tails of the bow, and it'll be more visible. But I guess I could always make the bow tails a little shorter. Alright, so all I do is just act like I'm sewing. I stitch the wire through the basket and then around the bunny, and then back through the basket, through the bunny, back and forth until I feel like it is really secure. I know it won't be coming off. So that's what we're going to finish doing here. Get that all woven in, and then I'll be right back. So once I finished getting that through a few times, I think I did about 4 times. Oh, and I cut my wire at 12 inches. You may want to cut it a little longer depending on how secure you feel like you need to get that basket on there if you do something like this. Then I'm just taking the 2 ends of my wire there, twisting it, and then I'm going to take the end of the wire and tuck it back through the bunny or through the basket, doesn't matter which one. You just don't want that wire tip sticking out so that it can scratch your door. And excuse me there, I was banging the bunny because with a grapevine wreath you can get some of that sticks and twigs and a little bit of the branches still just coming off, so you have to tap it a few times to get it to all fall out. So like I said, I wove that last piece of wire back through the bunny and cut the ends with my wire clippers. And now I'm going to take my hot glue gun. Hopefully it's hot, yeah. And then I'm going to put a dab of glue where that wire goes in for the last time. I put some glue between the bunny and the basket. I keep calling it a basket. The bunny and the eggs nest, just to kind of hold it steady so that, you know, the wire may have some movement. The bird's nest may kind of slide back and forth on that wire, and I don't want it to, so I added a little bit of glue to hold it in place. And then, as always with anything we make, you have to fluff, bring things back to life. It's been packaged and shipped me to the stores. It's been stored in my home, and things just get mashed. So there's some little flowers going around the bird's nest. I fluffed them back up. And then just to be sure, I added some more glue underneath the bird's eggs, or my little pretend eggs, just to make sure that they don't come out over time. I secured them. And then the, I never remember what you call these things. The little florals here, that's not what they're called. It'll come to me, or I'll put it on the screen. I'm lifting them a little bit, then I realized later I lifted them too much. But just lift them slightly, kind of shape them with your, whatever the shape of the object is you're working on. So I'm trying to follow the outline of my bunny. And just lifting them enough that they come to life. They're not just mashed. So I did that. And then I'll probably go back and flatten them a little bit. Because yeah, you see some of them I thought, oh, that's too high. Alright, so just take your time, fluff things, bring it to life. So the next thing I want to do is make my bow. I didn't say so in the beginning of the video, but please forgive my voice. I am still a little bit congested. I was doing better, and then I went and got a mani-pedi and washed my hair. So it was almost like I took a step backwards and got a little congested again, but we're still working on getting this cleared up. So the first thing I did was I kind of measured the bow that was already on the bunny, and the tails were about 9 inches, I think. So I made mine 10 to give myself a little bit of ease to cut the bottom of the tail once I'm finished to the exact length I want. And now I'm making my loops at 5 inches because that's the width on that bow that's on the bunny. I'm not going to take that one off for this bunny because I just want that neutral backdrop to the bow I'm making. And I'm going to give it 4 loops, and because they will be spread out, each of these loops will be 4 inches. I'm sorry, 5 inches. And you can see here I'm just checking, looking, trying to make sure I'm getting this right. I'm trying a new way of doing this. Monroe Designs, I think, I found on Facebook. And she makes her bows by actually gathering gathering the ribbon each time before she puts it into her bow maker. She has a really deluxe bow maker that she makes. Maybe one day I can get one of those, but not in the budget right now. But it is really deluxe if you want to go see it on Facebook. That's Monroe Designs. So you can see here I'm just doing my little 4-loop bow, and this bow I really want it to be neutral. So many people still just like neutral things. So on top of that, I'm going to add this bunny ribbon, and you'll be able to see it a little more closely later. It's just got prints of different bunny rabbits on it, sitting, standing, different positions. And the design is going in one direction. So to prevent my bunnies from being upside down or on that tail, I decided to cut a piece of ribbon and just put that in there first. And now I'm going to start my actual loops. So I didn't make another tail. I just put it in, gathered the end and put that in there in my bow holder. And now I have to be a little careful as I work because, as I'm pulling on the ribbon, it's very easy for it to come out because it's only about 1 inch being held in the center there. Excuse me. So this time I'm doing 4-inch loops because I want the ribbon underneath to be very visible. And I'm going to just go ahead again, make 4 loops, gathering in the center, putting it into my bow holder, and then I'm going to give it a twist. See, I gave it a twist right there before I actually put it in. And now I'm working on really getting that down flat as possible and coming back again. And like I said, I'm going to do 4 loops and then we'll be ready to move on. When I finish the 4 loops, I'm just going to extend the last part of the ribbon there to make my other tail, because now the bunnies will be in the right direction. So I hope you're enjoying today's video. If you are, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with others. And if you'd like to become a member of the family, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you'll be notified as I release new videos. Right now I'm working on hopefully at least 1 video a week. That's my plan right now. I would like to do more, but seeing that I'm still trying to get rid of this cold and everything, I'm not going to push myself too much because I got some other things in life I'm trying to accomplish too. I'll probably start sharing some of those things with you all too. Right now I'm doing a program that works with meditation and manifestation, that kind of stuff they call it. But for me, it's just about spending more time in prayer, in God's presence, and believing Him for some things that I want to see happen in my life. And like I said, I'll be sharing some more of that with you as we go along. So I am shaping my bow, getting it kind of just like I want it. And then I have a zip tie running underneath already. So I'm going to bring my zip tie together and get it snug but not super tight. Take my bow off the bow maker And now I'm pulling my zip tie to the back, and I've made it a little snugger, a little more snug. And then I remembered I didn't put my pipe cleaner in the back so that I can attach it to the bunny in the end. So I pushed that through there before I got it too tight. So now with that, I'm going to do my last little bit of shaping before I tighten this bow all together. Now let me share something I learned. I think this was on Monroe Designs too. She really gives some good videos. I've only watched a few, but they've been really helpful with some little tips. I bought a zip tie gun a few months ago, and I have loved this thing, but I realized I didn't actually know how to use it properly. So I was using it properly, but did not even realize I was using it properly. So she was sharing how you only pull the trigger halfway as you're tightening your zip tie. And then when you're ready to cut, that's when you pull the trigger all the way back. And so I realized, although that's kind of what I've been doing, I wasn't doing it, I guess I would say correctly, because sometimes I would pull it and it would cut it. And I'm like, oh, I didn't mean to cut it that soon. And I didn't really understand how not to make sure I cut it until I was ready. So now I know. So I thought I'd share that little tidbit with you. When you're tightening your zip tie, just pull the trigger on that zip tie gun halfway. When you're ready to do that final cut, you pull it completely until it cuts. So what I did was took a piece of ribbon, sliced it down the middle, and then I'm just folding it in so that my outer edges are inside. And for those of you who know me, you know I don't like raw edges, so I'm always going to kind of turn them inward, and I'm just using a little bit of glue to hold it in place just to make things a little easier on myself. I'm going to go ahead and do a second one because I'm going to make a few of these wreaths. I'm sorry, yeah, there's still a wreath, although I'm not making it from beginning to end. I'm going to be decorating a few more of these bunny wreaths, and I'll go ahead and have this piece ready. So I was trying to decide if I would sell this as a kit. We'll see. If I can get enough of them done, I'll probably just go ahead and sell them as a ready-made wreath, because it's not much to do. So it's kind of hard to do two different prices. You know, the prices would be so close because it's not a whole lot of material used. So most people would probably just say, well, let her make it then if it's only a few dollars more. But at any rate, I'll see if I have enough to do some kits so that for those who want to make their own bows, or just purchase the bunny by itself, the frame by itself. Okay, so what I'm doing now is taking that little strip of ribbon I just did, wrapping it around the center of the bow. Some people tie it in the back. To me, that gets a little bulky. So what I'm going to do is get it nice and tight to where I want it. And I'm trimming off some of the excess there. And then what I'm going to do is place the first piece down and put a little bit of glue. And you see me doing that now, holding that down in place for a minute. And then I'm going to take that second piece from the other end, tuck the end under a little bit. You see, first I'm pulling it tight again, and it's still a little too long, so I'm cutting off a little teeny bit more. And then I'm going to fold the end down. And then I'm going to add another little dab of glue and press it down and hold it in place until that secures. Grabbing one of my little Dollar Tree tools to use just to make sure I don't burn my finger there. Alright, so I let that dry. Now I'm ready to add this right into on top of the other bow. Now, you know, when I finished the bow, the pipe cleaner was going side to side, so I just gave it a twist on the back of the bow so that it's now going up and down, and then I was able to wrap it around that part of the bunny frame. And now I'm just twisting it on tightly. And at first I was thinking to make a little loop here, and then I was like, nah, let's not do that, because trying to hang it at the center of the bunny is going to make it a little awkward. So I just decided to go ahead and do the twist until I got to the end of my pipe cleaner. And then again, I'm going to tuck the end back into the bunny so we don't have that wire edge sticking out. And once I do that, if there's any still protruding, I'll snip it off. Yep, and that's what I'm going to do here. Snip off the piece that came back out. And it came back out, you know, underneath the bow. And then I'm going to add a little bit of glue so that it stays inside of the grapevine. So the next thing I want to do is add a loop to hang the bunny. Although the bunny itself can probably go right onto a hanger on your door, I'm going to add a little loop for those who still may want to use one. This twine has the wire inside, and I'll try to remember to leave a link in my description if you would like to get some of this. I folded it in half and put it through a needle. That's a embroidery needle. And I'm using that to pull it through because it's you know, a little more flexible. It's not like wire that'll go straight through. It won't go straight through this grapevine because, you know, the grapevine will just be bending it. So once I got it through there, I'm just wrapping it back around itself so it's nice and tight and secure. And I have my little loop there. And then again, I'm going to take the edge of the wire and stick it back into my little bunny. Use my little tool to help me get it back down in there. And then again, once I get it secure inside the grapevine, add a dab of glue so it doesn't come out. And now I have my little hanger for my bunny. And now I also have a mash bow, which I'll have to fluff, fluff, fluff. So now I'm looking at how far the tails are coming down and deciding where I want to clip them. And what I did was took off maybe about a ½ inch on this striped ribbon that I'm trimming now. And then when I got to the bunny ribbon, I think I took off a ½ inch to an inch. Let me see what I did here. Yeah, about an inch on each side, just so I have some layering and so that all the ribbons, even the burlap on the bottom, would be clearly visible. So I'm going to shape that up, get it right nicely tucked into the center of the rabbit's belly there. You can see how the bow tails are open at the bottom so that that bird's nest can be clearly seen. And I don't know, I thought it was kind of cute to add the bird's nest. Some people may think bird's nest on a bunny, I don't know, but it's all spring, it's all Easter, it all kind of comes together. I thought it was cute. So anywho, that's what we have for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoy these pictures, and I thank you for spending this time with me, and I'll be talking with you again real soon.